What's up, you awesome geeks? I'm Brian, and I'm getting a transmission.
Hey, man. How's it going, man? It's Figrin D'an from the Modal Nodes.
He said Modal Nodes, but it's more like Rusty Dan from the Smoky Minoc.
I got a problem. I lost all my instruments in a sabacc game with the Imperial dudes. Not cool, man. And I need to get some more instruments made. I need to find your old man, you know, the Junkyard Jedi. Do you know where I might find him at?
Yeah, man, he'd be perfect, but he's in Texas, a place called Lubbock.
Oh, wow, man. Clear out on the outer rim, huh?
Way out on the outer rim.
That's like a galaxy far, far away from everybody.
Yeah, you said it. Now what you do is you head south to no man's land until you see the lights of Lubbock. Tell the old man I sent you, and that it's time to quit couch surfing and get back in the shop.
Groovy, man. Hey, thanks for the help, man. We'll do some space trucking and dig 'em up. It'll be a blast to see 'em again. Later, dude.
Well, I guess not only am I back, but also the Junkyard Jedi. That's coming up.
All right, if we're going to get the band back together again, Figrin D'an, leader of the Biff band, the Modal Nodes, need some reference material so you can either get it off the 12-inch doll.
Oh man, not dolls, action figures. Action figures.
And he has his instrument in here. We kind of scale that up and down. Another member of the band, Doik Nats. He was a Biff male. Doik played a reed instrument known as the Doranian Beshkikneel, basically called the fizz. The reed instrument, pretty streamlined. So he fashioned out this piece of copper pipe, hammered it flat, made it look kind of like a reed. So we're going to cut this off and we'll put it down into this headpiece. This piece will fit down in here. I have an old wooden doorknob and I'll epoxy that in the very end of it. The most complicated thing, a brass rail that runs down the side of the instrument. We're going to use a wooden dowel and just spray it gold. Took the Dremel tool and then dished out a portion of the dowel. That way it'll kind of wrap around main dowel. Got all these little pieces put on here. What I'm going to do is, I got some longer ones, I'm going to put those on the end, so then we can drill a hole, slip those down inside. We got to glue our little end piece on here. We'll stand it up vertically and that way it won't be lopsided. And we'll let it set a minute. Okay, we got our gold stripe on here. This is some chrome tape we're going to center in between here. We can wrap this masking tape all the way around and then make a perfectly straight line. That helps us keep it all lined up. We got it right where we want it. Now we'll put a little piece all the way around the bottom here as well. We'll put a little super glue on each one of these and then just press it right on down. Well, Doik Nats, here's your fizz instrument. Just like the old wrapping paper tubes you used to play as a kid. Do-to-do-to-do.
Yeah.
We're going to use this 2-inch PVC pipe and then we'll run it in the turning lathe and put grooves in here. We'll need an end cap to stick in here to hold it in the center while we turn all these grooves in. But the only thing I had laying around was these old wooden spindles. So we're going to cut this off and then use this chunk to fit down inside. Make some cuts here. Okay, we gotta find the center point here. Alright, that gives us X marks the spot. That's pretty good. This end of the stock has some little teeth on it. Stick that in our hole. Kind of give it a tap. Another tail stock. It just has a point on it. There. Make sure it's clear. There. Seems like it's round, but it's not. So you just have to keep going a little at a time. Make sure it fits on our pipe. That'll work nice and tight. Then we'll make two. We can put this tail stock and one on the other end. Now that we got both blocks on both ends that holds the pipe tight, now we can reduce this down to even with this. Then we can shape this in. Now we just take the rest of it off all the way across. We turn this down a ways, the tail piece. We marked out our stripes here, so what we'll do, now you can see them. All our grooves in, got a little sandpaper, got a little strip. My belt sander, after they kind of get worn down, they tear pretty straight, so you can just take, about a 1/4 inch strip, get it tore, and they just tear right in half. So this comes off. This one will come off here. Top and bottoms. So our top piece, and we'll figure out what we need to do in the middle here. There's this little groove in here. We want to be able to cut right on that line. All right, we got to drill a hole for our 1/4 inch pipe to go into. Alright, so I cut a center piece and then we grooved it like we did the others. This piece down in the middle. And then it's got buttons on a little square pad. Cut this little piece of wood, put it on the belt sander, and it was the perfect curve on there. We got our holes drilled. 1/4 inch copper pipe. Spin it around, give it a little twist. This goes in here. So we'll cut 2 of those, and the third one goes all the way to the end. So we bent our pipe around the little S-curve going here. Again, it would be about so. Our little greebly here that we made. We want to square these pipes up. So we'll let that dry. 5-minute stuff shouldn't take too long. So while our glue is drying, we're going to make our little buttons for our little piece here. So I made some 3/8 squares and put the square up against that. Makes that nice and tight. These are stained glass pliers. just snip these guys off. So we'll sand those down just a little bit, round them up. All right, we gotta paint our little square block here black. All right, we'll let that dry and we'll give it another coat here in a bit. Also got a little paint on our pipe and our end piece and head piece. We're gonna go our buttons on here. Not real screen accurate, but they're pretty close. Got our other pipes done. We'll glue these in here. Got our 1/4 inch tubing. So we have our instrument done. Figrin D'an, his piece. Looks kind of like maybe a bass clarinet, kind of a bassy sound. Fits in his mouthpiece here. A few buttons on the top.
And there you go, my friends. The Junkyard Jedi building some sweet Cantina instruments from scratch. Something tells me, though, they're going to be back for more instruments. I think they're going to want more than a 2-alien band. But if you want to see the rest, you're going to have to come back the next time we build something out of nothing.